All right, my friends, we're back at it again today with a very interesting topic. The goal of the video today is that by the end of this video, you're gonna transform your raw emotions into movement, clarity, expression without apology or collapse. What do I mean with that? And this is a topic that I've always knew something is wrong with. Everybody always tells you, like, oh man, you have to control your emotions, you have to master your emotions. Everyone is saying that. I'm sure every one of you heard it at least once in your life from someone that you have to control your emotions. But what does it actually mean? What does controlling your emotions mean? This is something I've struggled a long time with and still struggling with. This is a video where we are learning together, and I've been thinking about this a lot and came across this concept, and I think this makes much more sense than what you initially think when you think about controlling your emotions. So usually you think about, okay, if I'm angry, I have to do something or do that the emotion goes away. I have to suppress the anger and act like I'm just happy and oh yeah, I'm fine. And you're actually very, very sad or angry in real time. And this is exactly the wrong thing to do. And this is exactly what a lot of people think about when they think about controlling emotions. But what you actually want to do, or the concept behind is that you have to master your emotions and learn to play every emotion like a card game. Imagine you have a deck of cards, and throughout the day, you get a lot of different cards dealt. And those cards are neutral. It's not about anger is a bad emotion, sadness is a bad emotion, and joy is a good emotion. No, they are all neutral cards that you are dealt throughout the day, throughout the week. You get dealt different emotion, different cards. And what you want to do in this moment is to not discard it and say, ah, no, I got anger, damn, I don't want to have the anger card right now. No, you have to first surrender to it, accept that you are angry right now, and then you have to do your best to play that card and make the best of it. Like you have to learn how to play the different cards, and every emotion has a different way of a different play style. Basically, you get a card dealt, and depending on what card you got dealt, you have to play it completely different from another one. And this is one what I want to go dive a little bit deeper in with you today. Uh, and this is where I made this emotional weaponization protocol, where you basically take your emotions, figure out the purpose, and train it like a weapon that if this emotion comes up again, you're not helpless, you're not succumb to the emotion and explode or let it leak out like a wound. You're basically taking that emotion and playing it the way it has to be played and making it into something good and productive. Doesn't matter the emotion, if it's shame, anger, sadness, whatever. And this is what we gonna go into right now. For example, we got the first emotion here, anger. The weapon is can set boundaries, and you can set things in motion. Anger is a very powerful emotion. A lot of people don't like feeling angry. They see anger as a bad emotion, but actually, anger is a very powerful emotion. It holds a lot of energy. And the only thing you need to understand is how do I direct this energy into something productive instead of hurting someone around me because I cannot control it. It's like fire. Anger is like fire. If you can control it, you can do wonders with it. You can heat a room, you can light a fire, you can cook meals, you can light a room and everything like that. But if you cannot control it, it can kill you, and it can kill the people around you. So you have to be very careful with it. But it holds a lot of raw energy. So what is the purpose of anger? It protects what matters, destroys delay, and dishonesty. You cut right through the bullshit, and also signals misalignment or betrayal. Now we have the shadow form. What do I mean with shadow form? If you're not able to express the emotion the right way, if the emotion controls you, you start pouting, your voice raises, your tonality gets sharper, where you are like cutting someone with your words. You get passive aggressive, very uncomfortable for everyone around you, or you punish yourself emotionally. All those things are exactly the opposite of we want, opposite of that what we want from that emotion. This happens if you are not able to express the emotion properly. So, how do we weaponize the anger? How do we actually use it to make it more, yeah, to use it to your own advantage? First of all, move, do something. The worst thing you can do is sit in one place and like go deeper into this emotion and start thinking a lot and everything like that. No, you want to start moving, do push up sprints, shadow boxing, whatever. If you're in a public place, usually you can, but usually you don't just drop into push ups in a mall or something like that. In that case, you can do like micro expressions where you clench your fists very hard and breathe through your nose like a bull, like looks a little bit weird, but this helps your body understand, okay, I'm angry right now. This is one way of expressing the emotions is by action, and it's the best way and the first thing you need to do. Next thing, say it. Say I'm angry. Say you're angry. You're not hiding it. You want to use it. Example, if you're with someone and you're just pissed off and triggered and really on edge, and you got people around you like a girlfriend or something like that, the last thing you want to do is lash out and leave it let it out on your girlfriend or something like that. So how do you manage it if you're around your girlfriend and you're very angry? Not at her, just you're angry in general. First of all, you say you're angry. You say what triggers you to be angry. For example, I haven't slept, I haven't eaten, or yeah, just the whole situation. I'm just overstimulated. Whatever triggers you in this moment to be angry, you don't have to be ashamed of it. Just express what's making you angry. Say it with a direct, firm tone, but not loud and not aggressive. And just let the people around you know, okay, this is how I feel right now. It's not you. It's important to tell them. If it's not them, you tell them, okay, it's not about you. It's just me being angry right now. If it's them, you set a boundary. If it's really when they're, you set a boundary, you tell them, hey, this makes me angry right now. Can we please do it differently? Or can you please stop doing this and that? This is where you set the boundary, and this is the way are able to express this emotion. And this way you can use the anger to your advantage instead of lashing out and making everyone around you very, very uncomfortable. Also, if you have time, if you're in a position where you can just write down or say something specific, you can do it as well. Yes. So, also you can ask yourself what needs to be protected, fixed, or burnt down right now. If you are in a position where you're very angry with someone else or with yourself or just in general, just on edge, everything can happen. Maybe you're going through withdrawal or something. Um, you know how the human mind works. You can't really control what cards you are dealt. You can just try to play them as good as possible. So just try to get to the bottom of it. Why am I feeling angry? What maybe there is something that needs protecting, that needs to be protected, needs to be fixed, or just burnt down. Lust is the next emotion, and lust is also something like, especially for men, they get really ashamed they get really ashamed. They think there's something wrong with them. They think it's perverted, and there's a lot of shame tied to lust, especially for men, especially in our day and age right now. It's very, very difficult to maneuver it. But like with every other emotion, like with every card you get dealt, you can't control what card you get dealt, but you can control how you use it. And every card has its upsides and its downsides, its pros and cons. And for example, if you don't know how to control your lust, you tend to go to activities like using porn, numb yourself with porn, numb yourself with other activities, objectify other people, objectify women, or just suppress the emotion completely based on shame. And I think everyone who was there knows that it's not a good place to be, especially if you're trying to make something of yourself. And yeah, like I said, with every other emotion, you have the chance to use it to your advantage. For example, if you are able to control and master the emotion of lust, you are able to drive connections with other people, with women. You hold and increase your like connections with other people. You can create something, create videos like I'm creating right now. It fuels your ambition and boldness. It lets you let go of your fears and just go out there and take what you need and want and deserve. Signals authenticity and vitality. It makes you whole. So the worst thing you can do is try to shame yourself and shame yourself for it and suppress it. You have to be able to express it in a healthy way. And this is how you do it. For example, you can move. Always movement using your body is always the first part of expressing any emotion, because what you do with your body, your mind also receives. You can move your hips, breathe, hold eye contact with someone. 3 minutes of primal movement of alert energy sounds cringe. I know if you're alone, I don't know what you do when you're alone, but there are other ways to express your lust than to whip out your dick and start jerking off or shit like that. You can control it and can express it even with other people, and you can express it in a way that it's not cringe or disgusting, how like people maybe think when they hear of lust, but you can express it very, very properly, and this is exactly what you need to do. Say to yourself, I feel desire and I'm not ashamed, because there's nothing wrong with feeling desire. Every single human on this planet feels desire, feels lust, and it is something you don't have to be ashamed of. It is completely normal. And yeah, then you can also transmute the energy and into a bold ass flirt, create something. This is where all the people talk about how lust is a superpower. It can be a superpower if you control it, because it gives you the energy. If you take this is a very also a very powerful emotion, and you take the energy and you direct it into something productive. Ask yourself, what do I really want right now, and what's stopping me from owning it? Next one, sadness. We all have been sad in our lives, and also in an emotion that gets a lot of bad rep, a lot of bad stigma with it, because yeah, no one wants to feel sad. And yeah, it does not feel good directly, but you can, like every other emotion, use it to your advantage. For example, if you don't use it to your advantage, and like suppress it, it can lead to withdrawal or victim mindset, very, very dangerous. Numbing with comfort. You comfort yourself, you smoke weed, you scroll on Instagram, watch animes, lie in bed all day, or just suffer in silence. And all of those are not healthy habits to have. But if you're able to use it, be you can like get to a way deeper level of connection with other people. You can go beyond the surface and really have a real interesting bond with someone else, for example, or with yourself, you trigger honesty, and you can go inward into yourself for more clarity and to reflect and to figure out things about yourself that you maybe did not know before, or that you just haven't seen from this angle yet. So, like you see, okay, anger is more, if you're angry, you can take it, for example, and use it to do spike action and create something and go train and do things like that. And if you're sad, you can use it to reflect, you can use it to go and have a deeper connection with someone and things like that. Of course, if you're sad, it doesn't mean you don't have to go to train. That's one other thing of controlling and mastering your emotions, is doing things you have to do regardless of how you feel, if you feel like doing them. And it's also a big part of it. In this case, what can we do to weaponize the sadness? We can use the sadness to sit, close our eyes, breathe into our chest, and like let the grief surface first. Say this hurts, I mean, but it means you care and you won't hide it. You never want to hide your emotions. You always want to keep them alive and keep them going. Speak or write what sadness is asking you to admit or release, then share it if needed. Just write it out and own it. That's always the thing. Ask yourself, what am I grieving or letting go of? And what truth do I need to accept? Oftentimes, every emotion you feel has a reason behind it. You don't just feel sad because you're sad. Just don't just, it doesn't just strike you like, oh, you're sad now and now you can't do nothing about it. Usually, there's a reason. You have to dig a little bit deeper and understand why you're feeling the emotion right now, and then you have to understand, okay, how am I going to use this emotion right now instead of numbing myself. Joy, radiance, movement, magnetism. The purpose of joy is it expands you, it builds connection with other people, it charges your presence with light, it makes you, it makes other people want to be around you. This is what joy does. And joy usually feels good, but it also has a shadow form. For example, if you're not expressing your joy properly, there's dullness. You are not experiencing the joy you should experience right now, or you go into overthinking mode. Or also, very often, you get into the guilt for feeling good and waiting for permission. You're just sitting there waiting for permission to feel good, and you feel bad about feeling good, like you don't deserve it or something like that. It's a very dangerous place to be. So, when you are joyful, when you're joyous right now, then put on some music, move your body like you own the world, 90 seconds. Say to yourself, you deserve to feel this, you built this, let me radiate it. I want to feel like this, I deserve to feel like it. And of course, share it. Smile, smile, share your energy, your presence with mm, gestures or words. Let others feel your joy. And also ask yourself where am I withholding celebration and why? Is it because maybe I feel guilty for feeling good, don't like it? I like feeling good, but I don't feel like I deserve it. Again, ask yourself, why is that? You have to dig a little bit deeper. The sole purpose of this is to always know when you get the card dealt how to play it. Because if you don't know how to play it, you're gonna end up getting destroyed by your own emotions. And we've all been there. We've all been in this position where we are just not able to control that emotion, and it creates a very uncomfortable feeling for everyone around you, or you start to self-destruct and get into bad habits where you don't want to be, obviously, and they hinder you from becoming the person you want to be or the person you say you are. But yeah, emotions are normal, emotions are there, and the whole mindset shift behind it is to stop thinking that there are good and bad emotions. Every emotion has its positives and its negatives, and you have to figure out how can you play this emotion to your advantage. And this is what it means to master your emotions. Now, I am far from it as well. I am just learning about this concept like you are, and we are all learning to master our emotions. And I think this is something you can do your whole life long and try to master it. But I wanted to share this with you, but because I think it will be very helpful for a lot of people out there. It is very helpful to me, and I will definitely try to master it in the future. With that being said, guys, good luck with it, and see you around.